Can you imagine your own husband? We've all had children. Can you imagine any of them helping at the birth?
Well, my husband, Mark, I have to tell you, I had put on 4 stone at the time, and he had to take me from one of the tables and put me onto a bed, and he managed to pick me up and get me on there, and he then was like crying in agony. He slipped a disc. It was so heavy, I can't tell you. So there he was, I was in mid-labour, and he's laying on the floor screaming in pain while I'm laying on the bed screaming like giving birth and everything.
You didn't have a lot of sympathy for him at that point.
No, he did have to have an operation afterwards. It was to do in my weight. But also I was there when Lauren and Steve, they had Lila. And
you were there?
I was there in the room. Lauren wanted me there. And she said to me, I want you to video it. I said, what do you mean, like video? Video every detail. She wanted every detail. So I videoed the whole... And if you listen to the video, it's the funniest thing, because it actually sounds like I'm giving birth. I'm doing the heavy breathing, telling her what to do. I'm going, it's coming now. She said, you keep saying it's coming. It's not here yet. Where is it?
And has she watched it back very much?
She's watched it loads of times, and she gets really emotional every time she watches it.
How did you feel, though, filming it?
It was quite scary, because there was, like, you know, cutting and things like that happening. But, I mean, when her head came out, and then when she was actually born, and she, like that baby there, didn't move for a couple of seconds, the fear of God goes into you, and then all of a sudden you hear that noise, and it's like, oh, my God. It's the most amazing thing to be up that end rather than giving birth.
And then once you hear that cry, you instantly think, all right, give it a rest now. Stop crying.
Yeah, I find it really interesting listening to all the stories, because in my day of giving birth, of course, husbands or partners were not allowed anywhere near the hospital at all. So they went merrily off to the pub, you know, had a drink, had a cigar. Somebody would ring them to say, oh, you've got a son or a daughter, whatever. Back they would come. But with my second child, Paul, I mean, looking back now, it's hilarious, but my grandmother sadly had died, and I wanted my husband to go to represent me at the funeral, but I was in the middle of contractions. So he was going off to the funeral, dumped me practically in hospital, and now as he's going out the door, he went, bye-bye. He said, take it easy, love, won't you? If I had something in my hand, I would have just gone, bosh. But everything just had changed. And then when Karen was having her babies, I mean, I would never have dreamt of asking. I just wouldn't. But there's something very special about your daughter having a child. And so she asked me, would I like to be there? So I actually saw both her sons being born. With Charlie, the first one, I had to nip out just for about 5 minutes at the end. Just because a lot of forceps and things. But with Gabriel, I was there absolutely to the end and helped Russ cut the cord.
Did you?
I did. And as you said, you know, I never saw any of my children being born because with the wrong end. It was astonishing to watch that.
It's a miracle.
And now I say to the boys, do you realise that I have loved you since the very... They go, since the very second I was born. Yeah. I've said it so many times, but it was a real privilege.
Yeah, it's
nice.
Come on then, tell us about Eamonn. What was he like?
Eamonn was so nervous. I know. I'm not really criticising him because he was so nervous. So he kept going in and out a lot. He spent a lot of time going, I'm ringing your mum, I'm going to ring your mum again. I was like, you know, you rang her 2 minutes ago. So I think he was just nervous, but he did pat me on the back of the head a lot. So he was doing like that. He was going, well done, love. Good girl. And I was like that. And I said to the midwife afterwards, I remember him patting my head. It's a little bit annoying. I think I said, darling, can you not do that? And she went, oh, you're a little bit more forceful. Apparently I screamed and said, I'm not a dog. And then also he tried to, you know, when you're really hot. Yeah. I've always said men don't know how to wring out a cloth. You know that how women, we can wring a cloth till it's almost dry. And so I was going, oh, a bit hot. And the midwife said, oh, Eamonn, there's some cool water and a flannel over there. And the next minute it was just like... I had water dripping into my ears. I couldn't bring it out. Oh, but, you know, he was there and for the important bit. Exactly. For more Loose Women action, click here. And I'd subscribe if I were you. It's totally free, and it means you'll be kept up to date with new videos and exclusive YouTube content. Well, she's hardly got her tongue down his throat.